Another Crab's Treasure is a Souls-like I'm having more fun with than Elden Ring. But is that just a crazy headline, or does my opinion hold any value? Let's take a look. Well, fellas. Looks like a new game has hit the town. Or should I say, the creek? Or should I say, the reef? Or should I say, the beach? Or should I say, the dock? Or should I say, fish? Guys, I'm talking about Another Crab's Treasure. This is a brand new Souls-like platformer mix of thingy-magooshes, which has culminated into a joyous adventure, which I'm only about 3 hours in, and I am having an absolute blast. So, that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is Mood News. This is for your weekly source, or monthly source, or daily source, or just source of news about video games with me, your host, Mads. I was about to call myself Mood for a second. That's not my name. That's the company I work for, Mood Corp. Anyways, look at me. World building. Anyway, so Another Crab's Treasure. I've been thinking about this game every day since I first saw it. No, not really. Well, kind of. I'd like to say that. You know, it'd be a bit more adventurous if I said I've thought about this game every day since I first saw it. But I've had my eye on it since I saw it initially in a Nintendo Direct quite a while back. And even so, I've been like following Aggro Crab for a while now because I knew they did that old like intern game, which was really fun and cute. And so them making an actual crab game and it being like a platformer, cute art style-y, and being about, or not even being about, but having a setting which is the ocean mixed with pollution, which is a very like real factual thing, which is how pretty much most of the ocean is, unfortunately. You know, we have like a landmass as big as France of just plastic floating in the ocean and, you know, crap like that. So it's cool that a game is able to, because I think like that obviously educating on serious issues is 100%, you know, important, and you don't want to come across as preachy in people's escapism, which is video games, you know, because the world is such a horrible place. You know, it's filled with war, it's filled with grief across the world. Most of the time when people play video games, they don't really want to think of that stuff. You know, they want it as like an escape from the stress of their daily life, the stress of the world. And so when a game incorporates something which is quite important just on a societal term or just globally, culturally, I think it's very important that it's done right, because it can very easily turn poorly, and then any effect which was even garnered or planned by, you know, bringing awareness to something is entirely capsized, because, you know, some people will see that someone is trying to quote unquote, you know, like teach them something, and then they'll turn a cheek, you know, and they just won't care. And so for something which I hold very close to my heart, which is marine life and their quality of life and just the quality of our oceans, this game is a beautiful combination of that setting in a perfect way, you know. Like, we saw it a tiny bit with Splatoon 3's, I was going to say Octo expansion, with Side Order having like the sort of like dying coral, like bleached coral sort of thing going on. But that's more of like an aesthetic sort of side of it. And of course, Splatoon is like a post-apocalyptic game already, and it's like, oh, this cool fantasy and stuff. But this game is just very cute, tongue-in-cheek, like the souls, or the version of the souls for this Souls-like game of Another Crab's Treasure is microplastics instead of souls, which is so funny and so cool and just like clever and silly and goofy. The whole point of it, right, is the collecting trash, you know, crap which is being, you know, put in the ocean, and using it as like, you know, you're using it as armor and stuff, which again, the title couldn't be more perfect. The concept of what I was talking about in terms of, you know, bringing awareness to something, but in a cool and creative way is checked. Just everything across the board is so creative, so fun. The art style is amazing. And I haven't even talked about the actual gameplay, which, again, if I haven't said it already, oh, it's a Souls-like, so it's familiar. So it's similar to Dark Souls, it's similar to Elden Ring, Lies of P, those sort of games. If you've ever played any of those, you'll be very familiar with this pace of things. Now, for me, I bought Elden Ring like last year, and I didn't start playing it properly until this year, just a couple months ago, when I got my Steam Deck, which I should probably do a video on the Steam Deck in general, because it is a crazy piece of technology which I was not expecting to fall in love with as much as I have already. But that's a story for another time. But even with playing Elden Ring somewhat recently, I really didn't get that far in it. I only did the first boss. I explored a little bit of that gross mushroomy area, like I can't remember what it's called, you know, the blood mushroom thing. disgusting. Disgusting, disturbing. But I was having a really good time. The gameplay was really, really fun. Did a couple side bosses or side monsters or whatever you'd call them. And so from jumping to that to this game, which is just very, like, lack of a better term, mads coated, where, you know, it's not this like gothic, you know, or like medieval sort of fantasy game you'd expect from something like Elden Ring or Dark Souls. It's a cutesy, ocean-themed platformer that speaks to me on so many levels in terms of my enjoyment for this. And on top of all of that, this is me speaking after a couple more hours into the game. I recorded that initially, and now I'm like, oh, I have more things to say, so I'm saying this now. This game has a fantastic and hilarious assist mode. You hear a lot that with Dark Souls and Souls-like games like Elden Ring and Dark Souls and Bloodborne and any other From Software games in this style, that they should not have a difficulty slider or any difficulty mode at all. And you know what? I hear that argument, and I totally agree for the vision that the director for those games has, where it should be so rewarding and satisfying to finally kill that boss after 100, 200 times trying to fight it over and over again. But I also really, really like this game's take on it, which takes that huge, very heated debate of, oh, this game is too hard, oh, this game, that's the point of a game, it shouldn't be easy, and then just gives the crab a gun as the assist mode, which just insta-kills anything. And knowing that the devs put that in is absolutely hilarious, and I just like, it's so funny, and it's such a good stance on that, like, topic of the game's politics when it comes to, ooh, what makes a good Souls-like. And really, I could see this already being one of my favorite games of the year, because this is already, like, as much as I liked Penny's Big Breakaway, that was a really fun platformer, this is already topped it for me just in the few hours I've played. Like, I felt like joyfully happy playing this game. It's so fun, and I couldn't recommend it to anyone as much as I can. And it's by a indie developer, so that's cool. I also think it's like, I think the indie developers partnered with Xbox, so you can get it on Game Pass, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure you can get it on Game Pass right now if you have Game Pass already. Or you can buy it on Steam, or it's on Switch. There's so many different areas for you to play this, and yeah, it was definitely worth the wait in terms of seeing it in all the little Nintendo Direct partner showcases and the Indie Live, whatever the Indie Presents are called, the Indie Directs. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can see. I love this game. I will continue to play it, and hopefully I'll actually finish it, unlike Elden Ring. But what do you guys think? Please let me know, because who cares what I think? I want to hear what you guys think about this game. Have you played it? Do you want to play it? Will you play it? This game is also getting crazy reviews, like 9s and 10s across the board, so definitely give it a try if you like Souls-likes, if you liked Elden Ring, or if you just like cute, fun games. I also think this is a great game where if you haven't played any sort of Souls-like games, or like Elden Ring or anything, you would still love this game. Like, I think it's a very good, like, introduction to the genre. So yeah, fantastic, cannot recommend enough. And anyways, I'm gonna go back to playing it, so I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.